maybe you got an email and you're seeing this video. Either way, we're just going to take a moment to explain to you about Compass Health and what is this for RFA members. Because if you're looking at this on rfamembers.com and you are an active member, you're going through your benefits. So you're like, how am I going to benefit from this? So I've got Mike and Anthony with me. I'm going to kind of let them explain what it is. It's be short to the point video. If you are interested in getting a quote for healthcare, if you are a member, under this video is going to be the form that you fill out, and that will go to Mike, and then he will actually reach out to you directly and get you started on your quote. I don't know the process about that. He can explain it. If you're watching this on a public platform, wherever you are, look below the video. You're going to see some sort of a link where it's going to take you somewhere where you need to fill out something, someone can contact you, or maybe you have to pick a date on a calendar so you can have a call. But all right, Mike, Anthony, you guys take it from here. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what is going on here with this healthcare.
Awesome. So thank you very much. So my name is Anthony Carpenter. I'm the managing partner for Compass Health Consultants. We are a nationwide broker, distributor, and builder of healthcare products across all 50 states in the country. Mr. Mike is one of our consultants. He handles associations. He handles unions. He specifically, and we're just going to talk about the partnership that we have with RFA. And we're very, very thankful that you guys chose us to partner with for healthcare. So first and foremost, what your members do get for being an RFA is a consultant and concierge with us that allows you personalized access from plan options, consultation, prescription drug health, prescription drug advocacy, on to full growth of your business. We can do very, very simple as we allowed RFA and work with you guys to look at some plan options, or allowing RFA to be part of a massive nationwide association that allows RFA members to join a massive group and get nationwide ACA compliant major medical coverage at a significantly discounted rate, because we're able to pool the association with other associations and give you significantly lower rates, quality coverage, ACA compliant, and full concierge service, which saves you guys the headaches when things go wrong, because things do go wrong in the insurance industry. So I'm going to let Mike say hello and tell us a little bit about himself as well.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. Like Anthony mentioned, I am Mike. I will be your direct contact when you guys do sign up and want more information. We are not a cookie cutter business here. Everything that we do is a one-on-one consultation. As an RFA member, that consultation is at no cost to you. And then we custom build the plan from the ground up from you. So I have the conversation with you. I want to find out, what are you looking for? Is it for your family? Is it for your business employees? Are you new? Have you been in the space for a while? And then we build it from there. What kind of prescriptions are you on? What doctors do you see that we need to make sure are network? So we take a really hands-on approach to getting you the coverage that you need, and making sure that that coverage allows you to expand or contract, if that's the case, as your business does.
And the way we do that is, since we're also a master distributor, we're a master distributor on over 240 carriers nationwide. And we're also, once again, a builder of product from the ground up. We have everything from pre-built association group plans that we attach other associations to that have been working for, almost older since I've been around, and I'm not that young, to, building small groups as low as 2 to massive associations. I think, our biggest one somewhere around 900,000. So.
Wow.
You guys really get access to those benefits. You're going to get hands-on approach, though. The biggest thing is you're going to get a consultative approach. If it's better for somebody and they're starting out their business, their franchise, and it doesn't make budget sense for them, Mike's got the ACA and other options. So we have the full suite of products for them. Also, the other conversation that most people don't understand is, when is the right time for me to even think about offering benefits for my employees? Before COVID, nobody wanted to talk about it. It's like, oh, benefits, I can't afford it. Now, if you go to Forbes magazine, what the most important thing is well, to get good employees, you have to have benefits. I mean, you have people that work at a Kroger or a Publix or a supermarket, Starbucks, just to get benefits. So we do consultative to be able to talk to a business owner and say, listen, what's your budget? Because you don't want to hurt anyone's budget. You don't want to hurt a business bottom line. And we get a lot of horror stories. Or I got this quote from some, rep sometime, and he said it was $2,000. And you'll never have that here with us. Our job is to help grow with you as your needs grow and change. We're going to evolve with you, but we can give you that unbiased option, because we do work with all the different carriers and all the different sub carriers out there. So just from a consultative approach, they can call up, they can get answers to questions. While I was thinking about doing this, I don't know if I can afford it. That's something that's a really, really thing. Or, hey, listen, I'm trying to hire this manager for my new location. Can I afford it? Well, we can sit down. Can you afford $200 a month or $300? Is that realistic? Because if someone comes to me and says, Anthony, I can't, well, then great. Let's solve their problem, and then let's work on growing together. So each time you meet with Mike and his team, they're going to give you that approach, and they're going to be with you as your needs change and evolve. We've had franchises that started with one and they have 400, 500 employees now, and it changes. So
that's interesting, because as a member, or even not as a member, because this is open to anyone, we really wanted to open this to the whole industry. If they're just a one person running their business, and maybe they can get on the health marketplace, but maybe they can't. Maybe they make too much money and they can't seem to get a plan through there. They can reach out to you, and then they can really get creative and say, well, I have some employees. I would love to have an incentive for them. Because I worked for a company that they didn't cover my insurance. They gave a credit towards insurance. It was a smaller company, and they gave it was just a couple $100 off a plan that you selected, and you paid the rest. I didn't know how that worked, but.
So once again, and I don't want to pigeonhole anything here, because each person's needs different, but we can usually customize it. Because if I have a business owner says, Anthony, I have 2 employees, I have 3 total, but the third one's an 18-year-old kid that doesn't show up, like my daughter, doesn't show up. But I have 2 employees, and I can afford a budget of, let's say, $250. I'd really like to get something in there. We can make sure that it's done. We'll make sure it's compliant too. That's the other thing. We make sure everything's compliant. We make sure everything fits. And, you are our client, and our goal is to help that business, as they go. Because most of the time you can put an individual on an association plan and their employees, and they still, get all the compliance and they get all the benefits and things like that.
They don't have to come in as a business. They can just be an individual. You don't have. Yeah, if you're watching this, it's not about you having a business or not, even if it's just yourself.
In those types of markets, technically, anyone can join. The associations and things like that. Like I said, they've been around a really, really long time. Their associations aren't just unions and firemen and stuff like that. There's been there's a bunch of names.
Look,
I don't want to.
A cell phone repair association.
Yeah,
I mean that's as unique as you get. We're the only ones. So.
I mean, you guys are probably extremely busy year round though, so we do that. And the other things where we really can step in is we have the dentals, the visions, the disabilities, because sometimes maybe you'll have some people where I don't know about you, but if I was the only person working, well, what's going to supplement that income? if something happens. And, a lot of
That's
times
crazy you bring that up because I didn't even think about that. But that's one of the things that I missed about, because I worked in corporate America up until about 2008. And I had all the benefits. I had the accidental, where you pay $12 a month or something for Aflac or something like that, right? I had 401ks and all that. And it was one of the things that I really missed was like, well, what about like if I get injured? Like I'm the sole breadwinner for my house and I'm completely self-employed. So I've always like kind of relied on like having an emergency savings, but even then that can really get eaten up really quickly if something bad happens. So that's pretty interesting that you guys offer that, because I've never been able to find it as a self-employed person. It may be out there, I might just not be looking right, but it'd be great to have someone just like, can you just tell me what's out there, because I'm not finding it.
So on our whole other product line outside of the major medical, we're going to have all the supplemental carriers. And that's a conversation when you're talking to a business owner. Sometimes, hey, let's just join the association group, but, we need to protect this household. If you got a wife and 2 kids at home, I'll be honest with you, disability may be more important. And by being able to pull things, you can get, very good rates on those products. And that's part of the customization that we have here. Yes, you get to join the certain associations, but we can really sit down with that business owner and go, buddy, if you can't work for 6 months, because I didn't think about it, because think about it. Most of these guys are doing the show and they got the employees. If they're there, what's the cost to replace that value that they bring to the business? If he's down and out, we don't want to put that burden on the family, so he can get healthy. So even if they have to hire someone to work, to replace them for a period of time on a consulting basis or something like that, that's a cost. And that's really some of the things that we sit down, and the goal is always to make sure that we're managing everyone's, budget and, growth. And we do that by a needs-based analysis with them.
Awesome. That's great. That's really great. Okay. Is there anything else that you guys would like to add that you think that they should know? I'm not sure about common questions. I usually come at these a little bit more prepared, but I feel like as being a self-employed person, I am a little out of the realm of healthcare. Like it is something that's like very difficult for me. It feels like, I've been able to secure some healthcare, but it doesn't feel like it's everything I need. So I'm a little bit out of the loop. I'm probably someone you would actually deal with. So like, is there anything that they need to know that maybe I don't know about, that they should be thinking about, that they should work with you, that would help them? Even again, you don't own a business and you're seeing this and you need help with insurance, just follow the links, whatever links here, because they can still help you. It's not about you having a business. It just happens to be kind of where our association members sit. Most of them are business owners. So is there anything else that they need to know, or is that pretty much it? They just need to reach out so then you can talk to them.
Two of the biggest things is really debunking what they Google. Okay. So there's no such thing as a good review on an insurance carrier. And 90% of the time, the actual insurance carrier isn't the carrier that's on your car. We spoke a little earlier, as I tell everybody, Blue Cross Blue
Shield. What?
They're not an insurance company.
Blue Cross Blue Shield is not even an insurance company? I was like, wait a second. I've been lied to my whole life.
No, they used to be here. They used to be one, but there are 33 independent companies out there. And our job is to really, kind of debunk some of the myths that's out there and make that process smoother. We do fully advocate for our members out there. One of the biggest things that we do more than anybody else is help with prescription advocacy. There's people out there taking
some of these medications are out of control.
Absolutely. So we there's no charge, and it doesn't matter if you're with us or not, if you have help somewhere else or insurance somewhere else. One of the big things we never charge for it. We do prescription advocacy for everybody, and that's something that really sets us apart. We work with the manufacturers. We work with other, we think of it as a nonprofit, associations that help, people with things like Crohn's disease, IVIG therapies, things like that. It's, something that we've been advocating for the last 8 years. And I think that is something that, anyone will never say no to helping somebody, out into things like that. So.
Oh, that is so awesome. Okay, so prescription help, even if you signed up or not. Yeah, that's really great to know. I think I actually know some people that need some prescription help. On the top of my head, I was like, I might need to tell them about this. Okay, great. Well, thank you guys so much. We'll make sure to get this recording out to everyone. I think that this is a really awesome tool. There's no commitment to talk to you guys. It's not like they have to pay for anything. It's just a conversation, and you're legitimate people. It's not like they're going into the AI bot world and they're going to start getting a million phone calls, which is what has happened to me. I've done like online quotes for healthcare, and it was like a website that sends you to 100 different brokers, and then my phone is ringing for 10 months. You know what I mean? Like, so
I promise you that will not happen. That will not happen here. We are professionals, and we're always going to be consultants first.
that is awesome. Okay,
And
well,
I'm
if
the
you
only
guys are
person
watching,
that you're going to speak to when you call. So
exactly, there's Mike. When you hear
there's
Mike, this is who you're talking to. So you're actually going to get a real person, which I love that. Okay. And just as privacy, RFA doesn't know anything about you personally. So Mike is not going to give us any information that you tell him when you set up the call with Brian. If you need to, he's not going to ask you any health stuff. Brian's not giving you a quote. He's just forwarding you to Mike. So Mike will handle all of that. RFA doesn't know anything about you. We don't have a portal with your information or anything like that. We're just passing you through to Mike. That's all.
No, we are
Um,
100%
mhm.
HIPAA compliant across the board. I have
Right.
kids and grandkids, and Mike has kids. Well, we follow the rules.
That's right. Yeah. Okay, great. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end this recording really quick. Hold on.